My name is Campbell, and this is my Module 5 assignment for HDFS 225 at Michigan State University. We're going to talk about midlife crisis. Midlife crisis is a phenomenon for people, around the age 45 to 60, where it's a sudden, they have a sudden change in their life. It could be, disappointment in what they've done with their life. It could be, they want to change something, that they haven't been doing, that they've been wanting to doing. And with that said, it's important to note that there is a difference between midlife transition and midlife crisis, whereas a midlife transition is more of just, your typical changes of being middle-aged, whether, it's a new job or your family's growing up, you're dealing with your first kid leaving the house, or it could be, moving somewhere for a job, whereas a midlife crisis could be a more sudden, radical change, a loved one dies, or, you're not happy with your current job or what you've been doing with your life, you really want to change it, something big. And with that said, it's important to note that, according to the scientific community, they say midlife crisis is more of a, it could be something like that, it could be a sudden radical change, it could be their effort to, do something in their youth that they wish they would have done, it could be a change in a job or their lifestyle, but they also have listed that there's, a lot of factors that go into it, so there's not a set list that you could determine as a midlife crisis. Whereas opposed to the, the literature community, they're more straightforward with how they describe it. They say, this is a change in your, your life. You're not happy in your middle life. You want to change, your job, or you wish you would have done something, when you were younger that you didn't, like buying that sports car, something like that, just a change like that. Now, despite that, it is important to note that, literature and the scientific community, they don't disagree on the whole, about these certain issues. They do agree that there's a number of factors that play into it. It is dealing with, changes in your life and wanting to change your life. But again, the scientific community looks at it more internally as, there's so many factors that could play into it, like culture, what generation you grew up with, whereas with literature, it's more straightforward. And then finally, to note, there are some ways you can cope with midlife crisis. That includes, accepting your new challenges in life, sharing your feelings, or even exercise can change, that can make you feel better and help with your midlife crisis.